Good day. Welcome to the video series of Introduction to the Constitution of Bangladesh. I'm Romana Afroze, former lecturer of law at American International University, Bangladesh, and I'm currently studying at the State University of New York at Buffalo. In this video series, we will be introducing the Constitution of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, part by part. In the first video, the discussion focuses on the preamble of the Constitution. So, what is a preamble? Well, generally, preamble indicates an introductory part of a constitution or statute that sets the objective of the statute itself. And in a nutshell, it contains the ideals and aspirations of the people as a nation. In other words, it lays out the main objectives which a legislation intends to achieve. It is at the same time the core of the intention of the enactor and usually reflects as a guide to further interpret the texts of the Constitution. The preamble, the preamble dictates the philosophy of the Constitution because it contains those ideals and principles which provide the fundamental framework of the Constitution. So let's jump in to the significance of the preamble of a Constitution. A preamble is an important part of any law in force. However, for a Constitution, this importance of a preamble trumps any other interpretation. The preamble to a constitution serves the following three main purposes. One, it indicates the source of the constitution, that is, the legal and moral basis of the constitution. Two, it summarily speaks about the philosophy or objective of the constitution. The declared objectives are secure justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity to all the citizens. Thus, the preamble expresses the political, moral, and religious values which the Constitution is intended to promote. Three, it works as a guiding star for the interpretation of the Constitution. Now let's see what the preamble of the Constitution of Bangladesh says. The preamble of the original Constitution, written in 1972, was amended by the martial law administrator and then validated by the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. The preamble of our Constitution contains only 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph determines the legal basis of the Constitution. It says, quote, "We, the people of Bangladesh, have proclaimed our independence on the 26th day of March, 1971, and through a historic struggle of national liberation, established the independent, sovereign People's Republic of Bangladesh." Quote off. This paragraph clearly holds people as the enacting authority of the Constitution. The members of the Constituent Assembly were all people's representatives. This preamble, therefore, indicates that the ultimate source of legitimate power is the people. It also acknowledges the Liberation War of 1971 that brought us a sovereign state with a written constitution. The second paragraph states, quote, "Pledging that the high ideals of nationalism, secularism, democracy, and socialism, which inspire our heroic people to dedicate themselves to and our brave martyrs to sacrifice their lives in the struggle for national liberation, shall be the fundamental principles of the Constitution." Quote off. This identifies the moral basis of the Constitution. The source is no other than the conscience of the people of Bangladesh putting down their lives on the line for achieving independence, and this paragraph also imposes a moral obligation on the people of Bangladesh to obey the fundamental principles, those which are laid down in the Constitution itself. Moving on to the third paragraph, it identifies the goals of the state. It reads, quote, "Further pledging that it shall be a fundamental aim of the state to realize through the democratic process a socialist society free from exploitation, a society in which the rule of law, fundamental human rights and freedoms, equality and justice, political, economic, and social, will be secured for the citizens." This paragraph sets forward the goal regarding the governance of the state and self-explains what the goals of the state are. It also guarantees the protection of rights of all the citizens. Now, moving on to the fourth paragraph, as it reads, quote, "Affirming that it is our sacred duty to safeguard, protect, and defend this constitution and to maintain its supremacy as the embodiment of the will of the people of Bangladesh so that we may prosper in freedom and may make our full contribution towards international peace and cooperation in keeping with the progressive aspirations of mankind. Quote off. So, what does this paragraph mean? It speaks about two things. Primarily, it imposes a sacred duty upon the citizens of Bangladesh to protect, safeguard, and defend this constitution, and to maintain the supremacy of it as the embodiment of the will of the people. Consequently, it will be enabling people to make their full contribution towards international peace and cooperation in keeping with the progressive aspirations of the mankind. Now, what makes the preamble special? While it was being enacted in 1972, the Constitution of Bangladesh, including its preamble, was hailed by international jurists and legal historians as one of the most progressive and democratic constitutions in modern history, and one that inspired progressive political aspirations among third world countries and populations struggling for self-determination. In the famous case of Anwar Hussain Chaudhuri versus Bangladesh, popularly known as the Eighth Amendment case, His Lordship Justice Bozrul Haider Chaudhuri observed the preamble of our Constitution and its features previously described and opined that, quote, few constitutions do have such a preamble, quote off. His Lordship Justice Latifur Rahman also observed that, quote, the preamble of our Constitution really contemplates a society where there will be unflinching respect for the rule of law and the welfare of the citizens, quote off. So is the preamble really a part of the Constitution? Well, there is no unanimous opinion, and debates keep looming regarding whether the preamble is a part of the Constitution or not. And in different landmark judgments delivered by Indian higher courts and Supreme Court of the United States, the preamble has not been held as an objective part of the Constitution. However, the case is different in Bangladesh because the preamble has been proven to be an integral, directive, and inseparable part of the Constitution, as evident both by the Constitution itself and the history of the birth of Bangladesh. The Constituent Assembly, which was formed in 1971, unanimously voted for preamble to be a part of the Constitution. This Constitution explicitly recognizes the preamble as a part of the Constitution in its Article 142, 1A, and provides for a special procedure to amend the preamble. Well, that's all for part one. If you would like to follow on the series further, watch the rest of the videos. Thank you.